Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another week live with you. Another episode on the Prowl with the Carolina Predators. As you can see, we are also joined by other esteemed coaches from the South Division of the AEL2. We got Coach Holmes from the Georgia Indians and Coach Strong from the Mississippi Wolfpack, who will be participating in the championship game. So, with that being said, a couple of things to talk about, right? South Division, I think, was very competitive this season. So I think it's a great point, a great point to start on just the competitiveness, of the South Division. So, Coach Bird, let's start with you. Talk to us about your feelings about just how competitive and fun it was being in the South Division. Well, I guess we better go with you first, Coach Strong.
Okay. With this being my first year, me learning and a lot of young players. I mean, it was a ball game every game. I don't like I said, Tri City, Carolina Predators, Georgia Indians. Those games was all tough games. Those you couldn't put no one away. You got to come out there and you got to play football. You know,
Yeah.
every week it was it was you got to give everything you got. And as far as I'm concerned, man, every team in this league, could be going to the championship game. And any little wrong, any little thing here, anything can happen.
Right.
It can be the other team, but everybody played, and this division is this South is tough. It was tough. My point of view, my first year, hey, it was tough, man.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I saw a lot of knockdown, drag out matches, a lot of defensive battles,
Yes.
and just being able to put up enough points to win. So definitely, I think a very strong, division. Like you said, a lot of close games. I was able to witness some live, and just saw a lot of competitiveness. A lot of I'm going to be better than your little one upsman if we can make it happen. So definitely thought it
Yeah.
was some good football to watch.
Mm.
Coach Bird, maybe slide you on in here, get a couple thoughts from you.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Too much, man. Trying to do a little work. You know how it is. All season for the period, so it's more work time for me. Uh, but yeah, South Division, man. Like I said, I had a ball. We had our ups and downs. I mean, but overall, we every week, like Coach said, is you had to play ball. No matter if you travel with 30, if you travel with 9, no matter how many you had, you had to play ball week in and week out, from start to finish. I know for us, it's like every road game we had was a big road trip. We was traveling anywhere from 5 hours to, I think, Mississippi. A lot of my guys end up traveling about 13, 14 hours
Yeah.
to Mississippi. So like I said, our road trips were real road trips. But when it came down to it, playoff time, Georgia was number one seed. But if you ask me, they had the hardest road. Cause both of their games came down to the wire. So they already knew Mississippi was gonna bring that ground to pound, Mr. 30 for 30 as he called himself.
Yes, sir.
But like I say, Coach of Mississippi brought something different to arena ball. You don't see
Mm-hmm.
too many teams run the ball like they did and had success. We only played them twice. Like I said, their run game, we stopped it a couple times, especially when they came to us the first game of the season when we had a lot more guys. went down to them. Like I said, went down real short-handed Father's Day weekend, and we traveled with 9 and suited up and played. Like I said, it was still a ball game. They scored late in the first half. Other than that, we were going to halftime 14-6. I think we ended up going in 20-6. But Georgia, on the other hand, they became a quick rivalry for us. For one, a lot of it came from Peach State, so I already knew what they was going to be about. I mean, but Coach Holmes, he built something special over there over this last year. So I look forward to seeing him a couple more times in the future, and try to build onto this South Division because 14 is not gonna kick it. So we gotta try to find at least 2 more quality owners and teams to help fill this South Division up. But like I say, Coach Strong, they gotta make that 20-some-mile trip in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Boys, go out there and handle business, all I can say.
Yeah. You got it. Appreciate it, Coach.
No problem.
Yeah, Coach Holmes looks like he might be having a little technical difficulty. He might be lost in the metaverse for a few minutes. So,
yeah, Coach Holmes got that what they call it, that cricket wireless going on over there.
Washington, and did the best that they could without him. But definitely shout out to him. It's rough for you whenever there's a late injury, and especially to somebody important to your team. But shout out to the Indians for persevering through, and they may not win the game, but they went out there and fought. They didn't lay down, and that's what you expect. That's what I've come to understand from this division. Like I said, here in the South myself, so these are teams that I follow. I've seen both of these guys as well as the Indians play live. I've seen the passion the coaches have, the players, the schemes, how big some of these men are in person, how fast some of them move, all those things. So exciting to see, man. And it's just a great, it's just a great thing to see. We got Coach Holmes back in the building. So Coach Holmes, we were just kind of discussing this past season in the South, playing against some other teams in the South, and kind of your thoughts on the season. You're on mute.
Okay. Yeah, like both of the coaches said, man, it's each week was one of them. It was like you can't slip up against these teams. Even Tri-City. I mean, the River Gators. They had a lot of talent over there. Seriously, they had a lot of talent over there. I think they're going to be much better next year. You know what I'm saying? They got some good athletes over there. And also the Predators. I coached with Peach State against Ralph. So I know what Ralph brings to. One thing about the Predators, like Ralph said, they come fully loaded. You gotta be prepared for them. They got a dangerous team over there. And then of course playing Mississippi. When you look at all our games, we played Mississippi. Hell, it came down to the wire every time we played them.
4 points.
4 points every game. I mean, it's been game. We where they've been up 2 touchdowns, we ain't been up 2 touchdowns, and the momentum changed that quick, and that's what this indoor arena game is about, man. That momentum can change on you so quick, and right. But the South is a powerhouse. I gotta say it is. The South is a powerhouse, man, and I'm really looking forward to, I love the league. I love what the league is doing. I'm looking forward to, like Coach Rapp said, some more teams. If we can get at least 2 more teams in the South to join, it'll make it's going to be a dog fight. It's gonna be a dog fight, and plus, I'm pulling for the South. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling for the South. Um, I might do, I'll be online advertising, promoting. I'm gonna be promoting them boys when they
Yeah.
go. I'm,
All right.
I'm going Eddie and them, boy. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to.
I appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about that actually in the preseason, right? We talked about that, and true to the word, everybody from the South say, "Hey, whoever makes it from the South, we support."
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
and I talked about then the same thing I'm gonna say now: the brotherhood of the coaches and the players. Like you talk a little trash from time to time on
Mm-hmm.
on the field in the heat of the moment of the game, but like I said, I've seen all three of you guys teams live, seeing how they operate, seeing how y'all coach them, control teams and stuff. And I will say, the players take on y'all of just being like, you know what, we're gonna dig into it in the game. We're gonna argue a little bit. We're gonna talk a little trash, but after the game, we're gonna come together. We're gonna show some love. We're gonna pray together. We're gonna, be brothers outside of the actual game, and that's important. That's something that I feel is great from the standpoint of y'all teaching those guys, because you have guys that want to go to the next level and learning that brother and learn that, hey, you do what you do on the field, you talk your smack then, but once the game's over, then it's we all in this together again. And I do love that aspect, and seeing y'all bring that and how y'all interact with each other, and then the players following that. So that was kind of big for me to see from you guys. So we know we got three teams here. We know only one of these three teams is going to be going to the championship game. That's okay, because everybody can't go. So
Mm-hmm.
what we'll do is we'll go around, just kind of, if you guys want to share any thoughts on how your season's been. Of course, Coach Strong, we get to you to be, up until the championship game and possibility of winning that championship. But Coach Bird, Coach Holmes, kind of how your season went, how you felt about the season, and if there's anything you felt that you feel like you can maybe improve on to make the teams better for next year. Um, Coach Holmes, let's start with you. Then we'll go to Coach Bird.
Um, I really think that again, I think by having a couple of more teams will help the teams out, help us out. That way we won't have like 2 weeks off. Um, because a lot of these guys, man, our players got families, they grown men, they got kids. So, our practices be kind of tough, because a lot of these guys work. So that's something we need to look into as a staff, you know, um, keeping some vets, but do we go after these college boys? You know what I'm saying? A lot of athletes that's looking to move up, to a professional level. So it's some things that we're going to look at and evaluate as far as that aspect. But we, like I said, when you take a couple of weeks off, it do hurt it takes a lot of time off. It takes the focus off what you really want to do in the league, But I think probably having one bye, but again, it's not. I'm not blaming anybody because it was only 4 teams, but and we can make sure, we got to make sure to keep our guys working out, keeping our guys healthy at the same time, because we lost, of course, we lost a couple of players, but we lost PJ, and that was huge, and that kid, man, this is his second year playing in the AL2. And when he came on as a rookie last year, he lit it up, man. Out of 4 games that he started in, so he had a good year this year, man. He really, I mean, he was posting things today, man. I had to talk to him, told him, you know what, hey, things happen for a reason, man. So you'll be fine, and we'll be ready to rock and roll next year, But again, it's been a good year, good year. I think we got a lot of national publicity. Definitely did, not just our team, but Mississippi and Carolina and Tri City. We got the AL2 South got a lot of publicity, and that's great. And that tells you about these owners. How they represent their teams, how their organization is ran, and I love that. It just I'll be back in this league again. So I love where this league and the direction we're going.
For sure. Coach Bird, your same question for you. Your thoughts on this past season? Anything you would have changed?
As far as change, the outcome, that's the only thing I would change. But as far as this past season, like I said, this is really our first full season in AL2. Started off at the beginning, the hype was about us because the players we had signing. But they got humble real quick. So, like I say, I appreciate all that. But as far as our season, I think our season went pretty well. This is our first full season in Wake Forest, and I think we had a good showing for it. And sorry about that. But like I said, other than that, I wouldn't change anything. Besides the outcome. But as far as our season, like I say, Coach Holmes hit on there. As a South Division, we can't leave it up to the league to try to go vet teams bring in. So we got to do that ourselves also. Not just vet teams, but vet quality teams that's going to be a great addition and not a liability to the league. So that's our next step. As Mississippi go to Jersey and upset them boys.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on inside the organization. We're bringing in some more people into our ownership group, which is going to change the dynamic of the organization and the way we're going. So they'll be announced later on, and we got a couple of different moves lined up for the near future also. So, like I say, we've been out, but I haven't stopped working. Every day I try to do something different to make this team better than what it was the last year and what it was the year before. So, other than that, like I say, let's go South.
Mm-hmm.
Very pro South podcast for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Strong, you in the championship game. Talk to us about everything up until the championship. Anything you would change so far?
You know what? This new to me. It's new. You know, but the competition wise, man, I feel like that the teams that I played in the South, that Mississippi Wolfpack played in the South, I feel like any one of those teams in the South can go to the championship and give it to the Bearcats, because I just don't think that Bearcats played the competition that we played down here in the South.
Okay.
Right through, they just running through people. I mean, I think they're a good team. Don't get me wrong. I think that they're a good team because they wouldn't be where they at.
Mm-hmm.
But South, we were, as you say, ain't nobody undefeated in the South.
Mm-hmm.
We was going at it, and every last one of those teams have prepared my team for this upcoming match against the Bearcats. As far as I'm concerned, PJ is the best quarterback in this league. I went against the best quarterback in this league. And they got a good quarterback, but I seen the best quarterback. We played against him well, even though he lit us up. But we still played against a great quarterback, and I think that's gonna help us against the quarterback in Bearcats. Carolina, they great defense, big tall defensive ends, fast linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
Tri-City, tall, stem quarterback, great big fullback running the football.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, every last one of these teams have repaired me because, like I said, it was a dog fight. And they repaired me for this game, man. And And other than that, if we just, some more teams can come, it'll make it a lot easier because, you saw how to travel so far to Carolina. Maybe we cut down on that a little bit. Other than that, though, man, like I said, this is my first year. And then I love I love everything about the AAL too right now. We definitely coming back and compete. But I'm just, man, it's just I'm happy for my guys. They deserve this. Guys, they fought real hard. They fought real hard for this. Guys played well. It was a nail biter every game. Then one of these games was handed to us. We had to go out here and get it. We had to go out and get it.
Yeah.
And so we definitely be back here next year, man. And I'm gonna have to. We're gonna study. We're gonna look up. We're gonna study the Bearcats. But I feel like these teams I have played in the South have definitely got the Wolfpack ready to play this championship game. That's pretty much I can say about that.
I dig it. I definitely dig it. So speaking of championship game, in 2 weeks on the 26th, I believe it is, if I remember correctly. So there's it's like a two-part thing here. So the first question would be importance of playing a championship game. And then the second part would be development. How do you guys feel you were able to develop, the guys on the team this year? You feel like, a lot of guys were able to improve as they went on with the season? Kind of everybody stayed the same, or how it went for you guys as coaches in helping develop, these guys throughout the season? So we'll just do a reverse order. We'll start with you, Coach Strong.
Like I said, I had a bunch of young guys, man, and I could tell from the first game to the last game we played, every game they got better and better. They got more comfortable, and you can see it, the quarterback, I was looking at three quarterbacks, every quarterback can do a little something different. I got a quarterback can throw, I got one that can run, which one's gonna be hot this game, which one's gonna be cold. But we all started a little bit, a little shaky, but once those guys got comfortable and got familiar with what we was doing, and when everything came together, that's when you started to see us start clicking. We started clicking. But man, so for those guys, they developed, they got it. I can say that they got it. They didn't know what they were doing at first, but they got it now. They got it. So it helped us. Each game, we better and better now.
Yeah, and obviously they doing something right to be where you at, right?
They doing it. They got it, man. We wouldn't be where we at. They didn't get it. So yeah. I'm just proud of them, man. We caught on to it, and we once they understood the assignment, they took off with it.
Fair enough. Coach Holmes, I ask you the same question, sir.
Well, first off, I want to, give thanks to my my coaching staff, my staff, and the players. It's been it's been a rocky road, but we got some great mentors on the team. We got some vets on the team that that can keep things together. But my hats go off to the players, man. It's been a long season. We was in the GIFL and coming to the AL2, so it's been a long season for these guys. So playing in the GIFL kind of developed. Well, it actually did develop a lot of these players, man, and to play at this next tier. With guys that have played professional arena football. And then another thing, what's going to help and will help all the players is once they understand the rules. You know what I'm saying? I think once they understand the rules and everybody understand the rules, the game will get more. It'll be more easier. For everybody. Because it was still sketchy. This is the first year. It was sketchy for us. Sure, it was sketchy for a lot of referees. You know, at the same time. So I really look at it this year as a learning tool. Um, I'm glad that we can come together in the South because you know when we start having our meetings, get ready for the league next year. It's a lot of things we can bring up, put together, and get it right across the board. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what's gonna make us powerful, a powerful league. You know, unbreakable league. But my guys have developed. A lot of them have got better. Again, you know, it's just unfortunate that a lot of players from a lot of the teams from the South injuries. You know, we hate to see that as owners, man. I hate to see any of these players go down, man, because we know they work so hard to be where they at.
Right.
But you know, can't wait, man. Just waiting to see what this game gonna be on the 26th, and looking forward to it.
Yeah. Other part, how important or what's the significance, I'll say, of making it to the championship game? In your opinion?
Man, you have to be me personally, you have to be prepared. And if you have to prepare your team. You have to be in a mindset where there's going to be adversity. How do you fight through adversity? You know, that's going to be some. It's like a roller coaster. You're going up, you're going down, you're going up, you're going down. And that I saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday. I mean, going up 20-6. When we went up 26, I didn't feel good. Like, okay, we got it, because I know coaching them and I know how they play until the end of the damn when the clock says zero. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it was gonna be a dog fight. And I never ever played football before. And I've been doing this cool for years, plenty of years. I played arena football. I never ever played a team 3 times when it went to the final, like the final minutes of the game, and it was
Yeah.
4 points. I never seen that. It's crazy to me. But you know, it takes a lot to prepare for the championship, because especially in the South. It's a dog fight in the South. I can't take none. My hats go off to Ralph and them, the Predators. Again, because I know once Coach get loaded, I know what he brings to the table. Hey, like Coach Eddie said, it could have been either one of us. Each one of these teams, I feel like, can go to the north and destroy. I mean, that's I agree with Coach Eddie with that. I mean, the Bearcats, they're a good team. They've been there. They won it. You know what I'm saying? And my hats go off to AJ and them boys. They sharp. But we do need some of that TV that they got over there. We need some of that over in the South, though. I love that broadcast they got. So we need to talk about that, too.
I dig it, man. I dig it. All right, Coach Bird. Excuse me. I'll ask you the same question, two-parter. Significance of making the championship game, in your opinion, and then also, development and growth you saw from your guys throughout the season. And your thoughts on that?
All right. The significance of making the championship game. To me, it accumulates what you have done that season. I mean, but like most of the guys who play this sport, have played this sport, we don't base everything off just making it. Our thing is either win or it's nothing. You don't get kudos for making it as ball players, as we tell each other.
Right.
We get there, we got to finish what we started back in March. Beginning of March, camp open, everybody go to make it to the 26th. I think we had it was like 13 teams in the league to start off.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I think we ended up like 12 teams, something like that. But all 12 teams in the league goal was to make that final 2. So 10 teams wasn't gonna make it. So now, as we sit here getting ready for this game, our goal is what can we do better to put ourselves in this position next year. So we use the championship game as a measuring stick of where we started to where we finished. Like I said, we finished pretty short, but I don't take nothing away from the teams I played at all. Mississippi was big from day one. They big all the way across the board. They I think week one they drove up here like 14 ball players. Out of 14, I think a good solid 9 of them, about 300 pound plus. And in this game, you rely heavily on your big boys. And the style he brought, like that changes Arena. Because Arena is known for high flying, a lot of points scored. When you add that ground to pound like they do, now you're holding the ball away from another team offense. So now you're gonna have a low scoring game. I think our first game was a 12-6 score to open up the season. Finish off the season, they beat us pretty bad. Beat us like 34-6, something like that. So that's how we look at championships. Like I said, our goal is to get there, but the ultimate goal is to win it. As far as development, I mean, we really put these guys who want to play pro ball an aspect of letting them see exactly what pro means. Inside arena ball, I don't care what level, your job is never safe.
Mm-hmm.
Ever safe. And once you get up in the professional level, they're going to see that a lot more because coaches and owners up in that level, they bring in guys every week. Every day is a fight for your spot. Nothing's given. And so, like I said, that's what we try to develop these guys into. Let them know it's nothing going to be given to you. You got to go earn and take what you want. So like I said, I had a little linebacker, Coach Strong, very strong about. Jonathan ain't never played indoor ball a day in his life. And outdoor ball, he played D in. But he took it upon himself to learn this game and became one hell of a linebacker indoors. Not the biggest of your linebacker, but he's going to come down here and give you all 175 pounds he got.
Yeah.
And he's going to make you feel it. And he gives 100% every play. PJ, he's been around a couple years, but PJ started off as a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
That just lets you know the different aspects of a player. You came in the game playing receiver. You finished the game going out as one of the best QBs in the league this year. I mean, that just shows you his character. Like I said, with PJ, it was more of he can beat you throwing it because Georgia has some receivers. But if you leave him a little slip, he's going to take off on you.
Yeah.
And hopefully he learned this year. PJ start sliding, bro.
Yeah.
Start sliding, man. You can't keep taking all them hits. And I tell you, my QB, same thing, man. Get what you can, get down.
Exactly.
But whatever you do, don't go towards that wall. Because that wall remains undefeated.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Yep. Shout out to PJ. He's in the comments. Shout out PJ. Glad you watching, man. And so a question was posed in the chat, gentlemen. I'll ask you guys. So the question was posed: what about off-season fundraisers and fundings for traveling / practices to help players, get to practice, get the game, stuff like that? Obviously, I don't want you guys to give too many details. I know you might have things in the works, so you're not able to really talk about it. But just what you can speak on, any things that you already have planned, fundraisers, things to fund, kind of help guys with obviously team travel as well as individuals.
Okay. So as far as all season, like I said, I can't speak on everybody. Like obviously all season a little different. Mine started more from the inside of the organization to the outside. Transportation wise, we talking to a couple different places for sponsorships, so we can make sure that when we travel, no matter we travel to Georgia or Mississippi, we're gonna all load up and travel together. That help us keep these guys safe and make sure that everybody arrives where we need them to be when we need them to be there. Like I said, we had an incident come up playing Georgia the second time where we traveled in cars and a lot of my guys got caught behind a wreck coming down the road. Let's see, some things we can't control, but if we load up as a team, then when that wreck happened, we've been way in front of it. So that was a learning aspect on our end. Because like I said, I stay in South Carolina. I'm team based out in North Carolina. So 3/4 of my team was from the Charlotte area up. So like I say, Charlotte area to Wake Forest, Raleigh. Raleigh by itself is about Wake Forest Raleigh about 5.5 hours away from Sewanee. And that was our closest away game. So, like I said, it was telling, but it taught us something as owners of what we need to do. For one, we got to hold these guys more accountable. When you say you're going to be here, when we talk to you preseason and beginning of the season, we got to hold you accountable. You say you're part of this team organization, you got to be here through and through. Practices, games. If you want to make it up, you got to do what it takes to make it up. Because I know for me, and I can speak for these other coaches, if a higher level team calls about a player, I don't care how great you are, I'm not going to put my name on if you're not dependable. Because when all said and done, it still comes back to us because we recommended you to go there. So they're going to speak to us because why you can tell me this guy, he won't come to practice. Like, that's something that we can't put on us. So we're going to suggest a player to move up. Like, you have to show us from the beginning that you're dependable and you're worthy for us to put you out there. Like, you can put yourself out there all day, every day. We encourage that. But just know if you got a film plan for any team, that they're going to reach out to that team and find out your character. Because great talent will never outweigh great character. Great character always outweigh great talent. So they rather take a mediocre talent with great character than a high talent with no character or bad character. So, but as far as travel practices, I practice now we practice once a week, preseason wise. That was on Saturdays. And we always practice about midway. So I think it's about 2.5 hours, 3 hours for everybody to get to practice. The only thing we are going to try to change is we're going to try to do a little bit more practice indoors. Because practicing outdoors, it gives you one element, but once you get in between the walls, that's something totally different. Because outdoors, you're line the field, you can run right through that outline. Indoors, you can't run right through that wall. So I think that's what we put our players at a big disadvantage. Practicing outdoors more than indoors. So that's one thing we are going to change. We're going to do a lot more practice indoors so they can get used to the wall. They can get used to the timing. Get used to the ceiling part of the wall. So, but that's about everything we're working on, plus a little bit extra for 2026.
Coach Holmes, I'll ask you, and of course, Coach Strong as well, the same question. any off-season fundraisers or funding, to help with travel and getting players to practice, you guys kind of have put in place
Yes,
or
sir.
working on getting in place?
We have partnered up with Odyssey, and
Mm-hmm.
we have a few partners that we're going to do some big things on the off season.
Oh,
That way, our focus would be, look, they got big plans, not just for their company, but definitely got big plans for Indians. So we got quite a few events that we're going to be getting involved in. Our bowling event, that's one of the biggest ones we have. Our bowling event,
okay.
uh, to raise money, because I agree with Coach too. The traveling. Um, Man, we not gonna talk about how much money that I I can already imagine Coach Eddie over there, but man, it's it's a lot of money, man, to be invested in these players and the facilities and the referees, um, traveling expenses, and I mean, you still have again, some players that that's not as fortunate as other players, trying to help them with jobs and look out for them. So it's like a big family, and you're like a
Yeah.
father. You're taking care of all these kids. You I mean, they grown men, but it's like a big family. And it started with us with the owner. So we doing a lot of things this year, this off season, to make it much easier for us when we go to Mississippi and travel. Which that way we trying to get a bus. But it's crazy, because when we played, I remember when the buses, a 56 passenger, was like $1,800. I remember that like if it was yesterday. Right now, these buses is $5,000 to $6,000.
And that's for a 2 hour trip.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's crazy. So, but again, I think we just gotta get our head together, figure out some things, and get these sponsors and see what we can do for them, what they can do for us. But we looking forward to it. The off season, a good off season, see how. Hold on, my little dog.
Gotcha. Coach Strong.
Yeah, man, everything they said. You know, this why I wanted to mention this championship game is very important to us, because one of the things I wanted to do was just really get my team out there. People know that it's a team in Mississippi. Um, I want people to know the Wolfpack. Um, we don't have anything. It's just been me. I don't have no sponsorship. No, it was just me. And and to be honest, you got to look. We the Wolfpack practice the hour 2 hours we have before we play our game. We don't have practices because my guys is so spread it out, and I don't want those guys coming away from New Orleans all the way to Mississippi to have a day of practice and got to drive back home. You know, housing is very expensive. We don't have housing; it's very expensive. We don't have a sponsor for that. It's my paycheck was get us back and forth up and down the highways to travel to Georgia or travel to Carolina Predators, and what I do on Fridays or Saturdays, like when we go to Georgia, I have like 2 vans that I rent. I have all the guys to drive up and meet me at a certain location, and it's just to make sure I have all my guys. We drive out together, and the ones that do want to drive, they just check in with me. Let me know where you at, because I want all us out there at the same time so we can get practice in. That's the only time we get practice in is before we play the game. We don't practice none through the week. So this game is very important because hopefully now they see, hey, this team in Mississippi is serious, man. Let's get behind it. Mississippi, let's get
Right.
behind this team. Let's put some money into it. Let's invest. These boys a championship team. So my players, they playing this game off heart. They playing this game because they love the game. You know, this league don't pay these guys. These guys playing this game because they love it. You know, and I'm doing that I can. Like Coach said, there's some that you may have to help with gas, a little something like that. I'm cool with that. I feed my guys. We go out, we feed, we eat. But it was really like this. Like we don't have none of that. Those sponsors, those things like that. So this year is very important. This championship game is very important. Hopefully, like I said, when people see this thing, they be like, we get some people behind us. We get some sponsors that can help us with, traveling and maybe getting houses together. I can get my guys all together because I told the guys, man, if I can get you guys all through the weekend, I can get at least 3 days of practice out you guys. Do y'all know how dangerous we will be? We doing all this with no practice. We winning these games and playing these games of 2 hours of practice before kickoff.
Mm.
That's the only time we get practice in. Let's just show you the talent that we have here in Mississippi. So, but other than that, that's how we travel. That's how we travel. Like I get all my guys together, man. We load up in a van and we strike out.
And that was a great question, and I'm glad you that was asked because you get 3 different perspectives. You have 3 teams at 3 different phases of kind of doing this, right? So you get to see it's not all the same. Everybody don't have sponsors. Some people may have a little bit, but not a lot. Some people may be doing a little bit better, in the sponsorship so far. But it's all about the end results for these guys and the dedication that all these coaches have. And dedication can look different. 2-hour practice before the game. Some people might say, well, why are you doing that? Some people might look at that and say, you know what? If that's the only time that really works and that's when we can get everybody together, then that's what makes sense. Right? Because again, like Coach Strong said, it's not a league that's paying these guys. These guys are playing for the love of the game. They're trying to put tape out there, put positive things out there so that they can get to those levels where they can get paid. But this is, I akin it to those who know baseball like AAA baseball, right? You're not professional yet. You're not being paid, but you're working towards attempting to get to that level to get paid. And these guys are attempting to put these guys in the best situation to get there. One other question, and I'll just throw this one out to anybody. Or everybody can answer they like as well. It was asked by Kelly Vision as promised if the league can do a crossplay game next season. Essentially they're wanting to see you guys maybe play some of the teams from the North or the East Division next year. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? Because obviously that leads to another game, more travel, right? For one team or the other, because someone's got to come to play somebody. So you've got, the extra travel, all those things involved in it. But what are you guys' thoughts on that sort of a game in the regular season?
I don't mind it. Again, to me, a game is a game. No matter division, cross division. But is he talking about cross division or cross league?
Cross division. Well, when they say cross league, I'm thinking they're talking about cross division, meaning like you're in the South, but you play like the Avengers or the Bearcats during the regular season. Instead of just playing in your division. That's how I'm interpreting.
So with me, it don't matter. We'll do whatever. Like I say, my coaching staff that I have, like, I appreciate them a whole bunch because we not been through it. We done travel. So as far as traveling, like, it's not a problem for us. Going up northeast, up north to Michigan, Jersey, or wherever. So I'm sure only one that might have rejection is Coach Strong because he'd be the furthest out to have to go up north to play during the regular season, which that'd be a lot on him. Because for me, he's 16 hours. And the closest team up north to me is Maryland. And I think they're about 5 hours. So that's a trip and a half for him. But I know if it's on his schedule here, he'll make it do what it do. And he'll load them boys up and then make it there. So I don't see it not working out, which I'm sure that AJ and them might try if a team want to, but he's not gonna make it mandatory because that's the reason why he created the division from the start
Yeah.
to try to calm down some of the travels on everybody throughout the year. Because like I said, that does take time and stuff like that, time and money. Like Coach Strong said, like Coach Holmes, we don't have sponsorships. Um, they want to see what you got before they try to put money in. And to be honest, like we've been around since 2018, but this is our first year having a home facility, as we call home, for a season. So of course we can get sponsors because they want to see exactly what we're gonna put on the field, what we're gonna bring into the community before you can get people to put money into your stuff. So it's all out of pocket for us. Like I said, and none of us rich. We all work 9 to 5s and 4 to 10s or whatever we work. But like I said, AJ built this league to make it work for everybody. So it's not a financial strain on all the owners with the travel until you start getting to the playoffs, and that's when it really counts. So, like I say, I don't mind it. I just gotta make it make sense for us to have to do it throughout the season compared to playoff time. So, but it might happen. I mean, it's really up to the owners when we sit down and talk to AJ about the schedule. Like, if you want a crossover game, he will sure schedule a crossover game. That's not a problem. But like, it's really up to the owners of what we want, what we think is feasible for us throughout the season to complete a full season and not half a season because we spent so much money to try to make it up to Jersey or Maryland or Michigan, Ohio, or something like that. So
yeah, and it could be a like a home and home. So 1 year a team come to you, the next you come to them. So it's kind of planned. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you're going to play X team 1 year or they're coming to you, you know you're going to them the next year. So it kind of, it could be something like that. Not saying that that's something that's maybe financially feasible at the moment, but throwing it out there. Coach Holmes or Coach Strong, y'all have anything y'all want to add?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. I love to play any of them teams out there. I think we would probably have to flip a coin and see who go travel to who first, though. And but yeah, we'll play anybody in the north. I think the closest again is like 7 hours. That's Maryland. The War Eagles or whoever else out there. But I think it'll be fun. But again, we just want to make sure the stability is there. We're gonna be good to go. Man. And that's them too, because I'm sure they thinking the same way. Making sure that they'll be good. And then just try to make sure that the guys is taken care of when they come or when we go there. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be a cool idea to play one of those teams up north to get a good feel on how North play football and introduce the North to the South football. But then it will come down to financial wise.
Yeah.
It will definitely be a burden or some on that because I play in an arena and that's cost a lot of money playing that arena. But if the league itself some type of financial that can help answer some of that gas money or that way back up or those guys, I'm all in for it. So I think we can get one team come down to Mississippi go up north. It's a cool idea, but money wise, it's gonna be a burden to some of us.
Right. Yeah. And I like for people to understand, like it's not something that wants to happen, but again, you want to make it make sense for everyone financially too, and that's kind of why, like you guys already stated, you have the divisions. So Joseph kind of hopped in. He asked who was the toughest team that you guys play out of the league competition wise. So, Joseph, I answer this for these gentlemen. It's the division, right? They talked about it earlier. You may not have been able to be on the entire time, but they're talking about earlier how difficult it is playing other teams in the South and how this division is very, very challenging. So I don't think they would say a team, but just kind of the division as a whole has been, very difficult. A lot of close games, a lot of just Southern style, good old country football.
Mm-hmm. every team is different.
Yeah,
I mean that's for sure. Every team is different in their play. So I mean it's Carolina defense. I mean it's crazy. I mean I told Coach I'm gonna be going out getting them LA Lakers centers, you know what I'm saying? You got, but
Hey,
their defense, I mean, again, the Gators, their defense, every team that bring, I mean, Mississippi's offense, I mean, I played arena and I haven't seen nobody run like that. I thought we ran a lot, but they run, and that's what Coach Brown, they bring something different to arena football, and being successful doing it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's different. Every team brings something. So I can't really say, well, Mississippi was the toughest team. Sometimes the score don't determine how the game went.
Yeah.
But every team brought something different to the table. It wasn't a cakewalk.
Yeah.
that's right. Oh yeah, we say the same. It's always gonna be the division. Like Coach just said, the score don't determine how the game went. Um, no matter who you played, when you played them, you was playing all 4 quarters. It was no such thing as second quarter. You sit your stars down because the game out of reach. I don't care how many, like I said before, I don't care how many each team travel with. You're gonna have to play all 4 because the guy's not gonna give up. It's a pride thing for everybody. But Joseph, go ahead. Coach Holmes feels the same way. Go ahead, let's go ahead and bring P State back to the league. I seen that question asked too. What team we want to see? Is the South. Let's go ahead and get Coach Moreland on here and let's go ahead and bring them cats on back to AL too. Let's make the South a little bit stronger. Let's do that. But yeah, like I said, I've seen a couple comments, man. I think it might have been Kelly, Mr. 30 for 30 himself. I think he asked about, could have been North South All-Star game. No, Johnny Russ did. Yeah, I agree with you, Johnny. If I ain't mistaken, I think Mr. Cool, then we got a league show coming up this week too.
We do have a league show. Yes, sir.
We can go ahead and bring that on the league show to AJ. Look, championship game in 2 weeks. Let the best division win. Then we schedule All-Star game after that.
Mm-hmm.
We can do midway, North and South. And I think the guys like it also. You know what I mean? Because guys playing a championship game, that's what everybody want to play. I mean, but
that's
to
another
get as an all-star and to play in the all-star game, right? I think it'll change the league because I don't even think. No, I don't think nobody doing the all-star game upper tier leagues either. IFL, NAL, the AF1, the AL, none of them doing the all-star game. So yeah, I put that challenge up there. North versus South all-star game. Like I said, it can't happen this year. And we can definitely get it set up for next year. That way all the guys who not battle against each other all year had a chance to actually come together and just go out there and have fun and battle with each other. So
Yeah, Johnny said he thinks the IFL does, but yeah, it would still be
Okay.
great. I think it would be really great for AO too, if it's something again makes sense because it's you've got all these different teams. So you've got guys that got to come together. You got to have some semblance of a practice. You know what I'm saying? To put install some type of offense and defense. So it's just getting the logistics behind it. But on the surface level, a lot of things seem great. I'll say this, but when you think about how this league is run, some things may be more difficult than others just to make happen because so many things have to come together. Or let me say this, to make it happen quickly. You know what I'm saying? Put it that way. Coach Holmes, Coach Strong, either one of y'all got anything y'all want to add to that?
I mean, I'm forward. I'm forward. I love to be next to these guys going against North. I mean, it'll definitely right, and I'm sure they feel the same way over there. I think what'll also be smart to do is probably get two referees from the North, and we get 2 referees from the South. That way it'll be that can't nobody say, well, they referees and our referees. That way it's pretty balanced out and it's even. So I'm with it. I mean, I think that should be a conversation we have when we have our owners. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that should be one of the biggest things that because we voted on a lot of stuff this season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before, so I think that's something everybody look forward to.
Yeah. And then you got the vote, but then you got the implementation time period too. And it could be a couple of years, even if you do go that route. So it's probably not something you're gonna see, even if they are able to add it just for people watching and listening or whatever. It may be a few years, even if they do get it passed before you actually see it, because you got to get the logistics together.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that will be crazy. That's got to be on television.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be some talent out there on that. I'm sitting here thinking. Number 5 in Carolina linebacker, PJ quarterbacker, 30 for 30 at fullback, number 1 wide receiver from Tri-City. I mean, man, you talking about some fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about some fireworks, man. That was just a few names. I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of more guys I can name that that's dominate, that can dominate anytime. They can take over the game anytime. Yeah. My back, number 9. You take the game over any time. So it will be they have to be on television.
Mm-hmm. And that'll be a great case. That'll definitely be a great showcase game for the AF1, the IFL, the NAL, the CFL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that great showcase.
Man, you're right. That would be a very explosive matchup. To put all that on one side, that would be crazy.
It would definitely be fun for sure, 100%. It would be fun. And like I say, it's something that maybe everybody get together. It may happen in the future.
I'll say we do it in Mississippi in that arena.
Mississippi, from what I hear, Mississippi got a very nice arena.
They do.
It's very expensive too.
I know that's right.
And they're gonna want it up front.
It'd be like that. It definitely be like that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
hey, gentlemen, great episode. Everyone that's watching, 100% appreciate y'all. Appreciate you interacting. And we're gonna be back doing more talk with On the Prowl throughout the off season. I'm sure that at some point we'll have these gentlemen on for different conversations as well. But before we go, of course, want to give everybody an opportunity if there's any last thoughts y'all want to throw out. And also, please let the people know where they can find you and also where they can find the teams. Coach Strong, since y'all going to championship, we'll have y'all start. Then we'll go Coach Holmes and we'll end up with Coach Bird.
I want to say, man, enjoyed playing against these teams in this league, man. And I enjoyed the friendship that I met, the friendship that I had gained from the coaches and different teams, and man, I'm just looking forward to going to play the championship and winning it for the South, and get into off season, man, and start all over again, man, and get ready for next season. You can find me on Facebook, Eddie Strong, Mississippi Wolfpack. You can find me on Instagram, Mississippi Wolfpack, Eddie Strong, and that's it, man. And hey, man, let's get it. I got one more. I got one more after that, man. Let's get it back cracking.
Fair enough. Coach Holmes, on you.
Same thing, I do. I appreciate everybody that's on, definitely the owners. Been a great year, man, building that relationship with them. And I know it's just gonna get bigger, it's gonna get stronger, and looking forward to next year. Seeing what new teams coming in, and just this league itself, man. I really enjoy the league, putting things out there every week, you know what I'm saying, because the league is noticed right now, and that's what I love, and it just put all the teams on the map. So I do appreciate that, and again, wishing Mississippi the best. Definitely travel safe. Wishing them the best to represent the South. We said this before. We said this preseason. So we sticking with our guns. Whoever will make it, we was going to support. So we support Mississippi. Eddie, y'all go there, handle business, get that dub. And when you get interviewed on TV, make sure you get a South some shout outs. Now, don't be playing with it because we trying to get that broadcast in the South. Get them shots out. But yeah, man, we love y'all, man, and just go ahead and handle business and represent the South, man. That's all we got.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you can reach me, Leonard Holmes, Facebook, and Georgia Indian on Facebook. So I'm there.
There we are.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start a little backwards. You can reach me at Ralph D. Bird on Facebook, Coach D. Bird on Instagram, the team Carolina Predators Arena on Facebook. That's Carolina Predators Arena on Instagram also. Go CarolinaPredators.com. That's our website. Like I said, man, I just appreciate the owners in the South, in the league, period, because we have had a great group of owners this year in AL2. And the South owners are second above none. I mean, we just met preseason. And it's like we knew each other all our lives. Besides me and Coach Holmes, I met him a couple of years ago with Peach State. But Coach Strong, like I say, he had a vision of what he wanted to do. He's falling behind a lot of bad publicity in Mississippi. But to keep the team going and complete a year, it shows his dedication and his drive to have a team in Mississippi after the debacle they not had for the past couple of years, and to try to gain that trust back down there. He actually played in every arena that the last Mississippi team played in and messed it up. So I know that's been tough on him and the ball players, especially again fans come out to watch just because they think about, man, this happened to us last year. We ain't gonna come and support that. But now they can see that they got something that's gonna be there, that's gonna stay. Like I said, we said from the beginning, man, we all wanted to be there, but we knew one of us was gonna make it, the other three not. So no matter what, it's South for us. So like I said, Mississippi, Coach Strong, Miss Dirty 30 for 30. What you wanna call yourself, Dirty 30? But like I said, man, y'all don't waver from what got y'all there. That's what a lot of teams mess up. They try to change who they are for this game. Don't change who you is. Just perfect it even more. Like I said, it's a long trip for you, but make that long trip worth it. You know what I mean? Go up there and show them boys, like I say, what the South do down here. They call us country for a reason. So go up there and show them what these country boys do down south. Like I say, Jersey always have a great team. AJ, he has a great organization up there, so they're gonna come with everything they got. But I think AJ done played a team down this way twice. One game was the Charlotte Thunder, which they had some financial owners, so they had great ball players. They paid their ball players and brought them in. But they also played the Firepower 2 years ago, and they ended up winning that game, but not by much. So AJ, they don't blow teams out from the South like they do up there. North has some great squads. Maryland, Steel City. It's been around for a while. So, but they ain't seen what Coach Holmes bringing with this running game. It's going to be a great matchup. It's big on big because they got some biggins, Coach. They got some biggins. So just tell your boys be ready, which I know they are. I might try to make that trip up there. I ain't going to drive, though. I'll probably fly in, if anything. But I might try to make the trip up there and watch the game if my work schedule let me. But either way, if I can't watch it in person, I'm going to watch it online support. So, like I said, man, I just appreciate all the owners. I appreciate all the ball players from the South. I appreciate Cool and Sam for the podcast this year. We ain't did like we wanted to, but you can best believe it's going to be a lot better 2026. Like you say, man, we gonna carry this through the off season. These podcasts that we gonna do to kind of show what it's like in the off season. Just because off season ball players, as owners and coaches, never off season for us. Like we working no matter what. We recruiting, we lead meetings and stuff like that all year long. So talk about championship game, talk about what's going on throughout the off season, what we have in playing, what we have in store. Like Cool said, we'll have these guys on again, talking a little jump to each other, getting ready for next year. But that's about it, yeah.
Hey man, it's been a fun season. I know we got one more game left, but it's been fun, especially, talked a lot about the South before the season, and I feel like as a division, you guys definitely held it up, held y'all in. A lot of good games. It's been fun, man. I'm excited to continue to do, the off season on the Prowl, continue to talk about things. And we may not be on every week, y'all, but tap in. There'll be some good things happening. And of course, next year, we'll have some announcements about some things that'll be happening with the league next year. So we'll get into all that as we get further down the road. Make sure y'all are also turning into AL2 Turf Talk and also Bearcats Blitz this week, as we'll be, doing some previewing for championship game as well. So yeah, appreciate everybody that's been on. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the players, man. I've been shown a lot of love by the teams and the players this year, and I definitely enjoy that. Next year championship is going to be in Mississippi, definitely. So we'll start talking about that once we get through the championship this year and the road to Mississippi next year, for the championship, long season to get there. But it'll be a lot of fun stuff we'll be able to talk about. So make sure y'all tuning in, man. Make sure y'all tapped in. Make sure you checking out all the teams, the league, Shady Sports Network. You can catch me. I guess the easiest way is you can just go to my link tree and see everything. But if you just want something, make sure you go to my Facebook, follow me, send me a friend request. I said both. But yeah, make sure y'all tuning in. Turf Talk this week, as well as Bearcats Blitz this week. We'll all be, talking leading up to the game, and I will be live at the game. So I'll be talking to and doing some of those interviews and all that good stuff. So it'll be fun, and good time will be had by all. And of course, we'll have that for you good people to see as well. And that's going to conclude the episode on the Prowl with the Carolina Predators, as well as tonight the Georgia Indians and Mississippi Wolfpack. Make sure you're tapping in. We will be back the next couple of weeks to do a show. Make sure you pay attention. Make sure you're locked in. If you subscribed, then you can already know when we're doing things. Make sure y'all doing that as well. We'll see y'all in the next episode.
Retro.